Hi, and welcome to the Amityville Broadcasting Network. And we have a very esteemed guest here today, Coach Christopher Gannon of the Amityville boys soccer team and the Amityville Unified basketball team. Coach, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited coach over here.
Okay, so before we get into Unified, we're going to obviously talk about your two state championship rings. This season, how did it feel to finally get another one in the books for Amityville soccer?
Coming off of a big loss in the section final in 2017 to my former high school Hop Hog. It was a devastating loss for us being the two-time defending champ of Long Island. Coming in, we knew we were going to be strong. We knew we were going to be good all over the field. But to go 21-0-1 and have a historic season that's really never been seen before in Suffolk County by a Class A team was it was incredible. And Coach Abendondolo knew we were going to be good. I knew we were going to be good. Mr. McCoy knew we were going to be good, and to follow through with that was extraordinary. Obviously the coaches don't play, the players play, and we put them in the place to be successful. But when you have players that we have with a skill set that they have, great things can happen.
Okay, a lot of the players, even teachers and administration, will let you know and let people know that you are one of the biggest cheerleaders for your team and for your students. How do you transition from taking that same energy in the classroom to on the field?
When it's game time, I personally get excited. At times, I get a little nutty. That's where Coach Abendondolo Senior, he calms me down. Some of the administrators that are there, our athletic director, Mr. Evan Farkas, he's been good on keeping the coaching staff even keel, in stressful moments. But when you're a top-rated team in the state, you get excited about your student athletes and your season. So from head coach Mike Abendondolo all the way down to the middle school coach, when Amityville plays, we're ready to rock and roll. And the support that we've gotten from the student body, the teachers, the administration has been outstanding. So it's not hard to get excited, from being in the classroom the start of a day on game day, all the way out to the field. It's a very very easy place to be excited, especially with the team that we have.
All right, now transitioning over to the Unified basketball team. This is your third year coaching this year.
Yep.
What made you take that step and first start coaching when you were approached with it 2 years ago?
Kids that don't have an opportunity to play on a school team, whether it be athletic skill set or they're too busy or they work or something's holding them back, we have the unified season available. So we offer basketball. Basketball was offered to us, at this district, and I jumped on it because I want to give kids an opportunity and be there for them that don't otherwise have a chance to put on the Amityville uniform and perform for their school. And it's been a pretty competitive league that we're in. It's students that number one, you have to be able to play. If you're not a very good player, it's also a team that you have to make, and I have to assess your skill set. I think you've seen that. You played with us last year. That some of the teams we're playing, these are legitimate basketball games. No conditions on the game, and as intense as any high school event, can be when you get to playoff time with the unified bracket.
All right. And you speak about playoffs. Obviously, the Amityville Unified team has been pretty successful taking the Suffolk Championship in the first year and the third place last year. What do you think? Do you when you go into the season, do you think that winning is the first thing on the mind?
Yeah, I mean, kids want to win. I want to win. We're the top dog. I'll say it right now. Even though we bowed out in the semis last year and took the third place game. Obviously, when you win, you have a little more fun,
Yeah.
right? We want to have a great experience, but we're out there to win. And it's not a JV level. It's not a developmental level. We play to win in Amityville, and I try and relate it to a real life situation where you're going to be in a job, you got to perform, and if you don't, somebody else is going to take your spot. It's the same thing, on the court and in the classroom, you know.
All right. For you personally and for your students, what do you think the Amityville Unified team means to them?
It means a lot. You're going on a basketball court with an Amityville jersey, so this is a basketball. Although we a couple state titles in soccer, and we're pretty good in some other sports. This is a basketball-dominated community. The kids are invested in the sport. They watch the NBA. They're aware of what goes on in the NCAA tournament in college. They follow it. They follow our team. Obviously, we have a great varsity basketball team. So, again, it's a basketball-dominated community. So the support is always going to be there, from this high school. And it does mean a lot. Whenever we step on a court as Amityville, we're ready to go. There's no doubt about that.
All right, a final question. As I previously stated earlier, you're one of the most high-energy, encouraging teachers in probably the district or probably on the island, honestly.
Thank you. That's good to hear.
Personally, what do you think is the secret to keeping kids engaged and making sure that they know that you're counting on them?
In the classroom or on the field or both?
Both.
I was once that student athlete. I just like to deliver, whether it be a class or a practice or a game, to deliver with high energy. I think if, you're all in, as we are, as a coaching staff on the soccer field from, our leader, head coach Mike Abendondolo, he gives everything he's got. So that's kind of, I've really gone off of him and his father, our other assistant coach, down through the line to Greg McCoy, who's the JV head coach, and we all kind of just push off one another. And I think just the general student body here, we have kids that are, excited to be in school, excited to be on teams. They have a great personality. Our kids have personality. I would say that's probably the biggest factor. We have kids that have good personality on and off the playing fields and in the classrooms. It makes it easier for somebody like me who can be very high energy at times, with working with students like that and student athletes. So it's a pleasure, and I love coaching here.
All right, thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you very much, sir. And I'll see you on the court tomorrow.
Yeah, of course,
right?
of course. That was Coach Chris Gannon of the Amityville Soccer and the Amityville Unified Basketball team. And again, if you want more content like this, especially live content, don't forget to go on your phones, Amityville Broadcasting Network, hit subscribe, get us to 1,000 and 1,000 more, and you'll continue to get more live content, more great content. And at any point, you can contact us on any of our social media to get the content that you want out there. Thank you so much for watching. This has been a presentation by the Amityville Broadcasting Network.